distinguished guests on the dais, members of the GOVEL Trust, and friends. It is indeed a great privilege and an honor for me to stand before you to deliver this address in memory of Dr. V. I would like to introduce my presentation with some sayings from Mahatma Gandhiji, whose birth anniversary is celebrated today. The reason why I do this is because if you look at the musings of Gandhiji, you will find that they are all embodied in the life and mission and work of Dr. V. I will go slowly so that you could read it and absorb what has been said and probably think over it as you go back from this function. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. God sometimes does try to the uttermost those whom he wishes to bless. When I admire the wonders of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in the worship of the Creator. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. If we are to teach real peace in this world, and if we are to carry on a real war against war, we shall have to begin with the children. I look only to the good qualities of men. Not being faultless myself, I won't presume to probe into the faults of others. There is a sufficiency in the world for man's need, but not for man's greed. It has always been a mystery to me how men can feel themselves honored by the humiliation of their fellow beings. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. The other is mere business. In prayer, it is better to have a heart without words than words without a heart. There is nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has had any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. To give service to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. I think these are familiar words with some of you, but it's something that is worth remembering on his anniversary. It has become the custom among us to pay homage to the memory of the dead, not by observing the day of the death anniversary, but by observing their birthday. The simple reason, perhaps, is that they never die with the dissolution of their bodies. Now I am going to quote from Dr. Venkataswamy. He always said this work and joy, intelligence and capability are not enough. There must be the joy of doing something beautiful. I think he's inculcated this into everybody who has been in touch with him. Being of service to God and humanity means going beyond the sophistication of the best technology to the humble demonstration of courtesy and compassion to each patient. If work is approached from a spiritual perspective, then it becomes divine work. If in your action you allow the divine force to flow through you, you will accomplish things far greater than you might have imagined. Now that is a picture which many of you may have seen. It's probably in the center itself. It's when Dr. V was bestowed the doctorate in divinity, the Divinity College at the Harvard University in the United States. AECS can be proud of the accomplishments of the past and move to create new ways to further achieve and sustain Dr. V's vision and goals. It has been said that the best way of predicting the future is not through astrology, but through helping to create the future. AECS could lead an IKEA initiative to build a constant thrust of innovation into the everyday operations of our health and human service systems. Innovation doesn't happen overnight. It requires investment in creative minds. High-performance institutions, whether government or non-government, must give their employees the opportunity to create and invent and serve the people with all their heart and soul, with compassion and empathy. It means leaders who do the right things and are ready to take less of the credit for success and more of the blame for failures. It means that thousands of managers in hundreds of workplaces changing the institutional culture, changing the way they motivate their teams. To accelerate progress in the complex and multidisciplinary scientific fields such as Vision 2020, which is the global initiative for the elimination of avoidable blindness, we need to create a central data repository and portal that interconnects different informatics platforms, tools and data from the public and private sectors, which would enable active collaboration and data sharing across institutions and agencies. Such an environment could transform the very way the eye health research is conducted. It allows researchers to ask new types of questions and quickly combine information in novel ways to develop answers. Another possible program relates a public health problem to its context and critical interventions in a simple, straightforward way using plain language that can be readily understood. This should be followed by dissemination and reaching out. We've heard about the technological revolution in India, and we can spread the message in many formats and spread it through various outlets which are now freely available, including podcasts, Twitter and Facebook postings, banners and widgets, and so on and so forth. People of all ages will see, hear, and understand, and will recognize its relevance to their lives, demonstrating the effectiveness of using and presenting sound data in the service of disease prevention. The great English writer Aldous Huxley was a pioneer in the study of philosophies and techniques to develop human potential. In a lecture toward the end of his life, he said this: "People often ask me, what is the most effective technique for transforming their lives?" And he then said, "It's a little embarrassing that after years and years of research, my best answer is just be a little kinder." This is the paradox of the power of kindness. It doesn't feel powerful at all. In fact, it almost feels too simple to be important. But as Huxley said, it is the one thing that can transform your life. Kindness must be associated with humility. Franklin Roosevelt once said, "The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, it is whether we provide enough for those who have too little." Comprehensive eye care is something we hear about these days, and these programs play a crucial role in the national effort to build high-quality, comprehensive health care for those who need it most. With these investments, health centers and other community-based organizations can expand on their efforts to ensure they are able to serve patients in their communities. Primary care By providing effective routine health promotion activities, primary care screening, monitoring, treatment, and care management, we can go a long way to combating preventable disease and improving the health and well-being of many persons. I said these possible areas for work, so that Nithyatha can embody some of these in their work. And I can see this as a fitting memorial when it becomes an institutional initiative for introspection, spiritual inspiration, imagination, insight, invention, innovation. These are all possible outcomes of the work that can be carried out in Nithyatha, and it will be a true testimony to the work that Dr. V has done in orchestrating not only competence, not only compassion, but empathy and spirituality. So I wish the memorial to him will be a living legacy, everlasting legacy to his work, his guidance, and his presence on earth, so that we were privileged to be with him. And I thank AECS for the privileged opportunity of being here with all of you to remember Dr. V on his birth anniversary with the inauguration of Nithyatha. Thank you very much.